I've put up 447 cards on the auction house 5 times at different prices to see how many would actually sell. And in total, 283 of them sold. So that is about 63%. And we'll claim all of them up at the end of the video. But we basically got an auction house fix, as it were, on August the 1st. And what does that actually mean? Well, if we take a look at the auction house, there are a couple of things that have been changed. Mainly, it is you being able to sell your auctions a little bit better. But how has that been achieved? Well, from my understanding of how this has actually gone ahead and been done is that the caps have been lowered. So say you had a 100 overall card going for, say, 900k before the auction house got fixed. And now the 100 overall cards are going for a lot less than what they were going for a little bit earlier on. And that is pretty much the case with every single card. What they were at before the auction house got fixed was a lot higher than what they are at now. You look at some of the elite players, like even 80 overall players, they are going for really cheap amount of coins. It's basically no coins at all. You can see there are ones getting bidded on for 390 coins. So the prices of everything have dropped dramatically. Now that could be EA coming in and changing the price cap so that stuff are more easily able to sell, or it could be that everyone's now posting all this stuff because they think, oh, it's been fixed, and so there's higher demand, and so the prices are going to drop, and there's been a market crash, as it were. It could be either of those things. I don't know exactly how the auction house works. I know it's run by bots. It isn't player to player as such. That is obviously helping us sell a lot of cards, but what is that actually meaning for our coins? Well, it actually does mean that a lot of players that you might need for your team are going for a lot less amount of coins. So you can maybe purchase a 100 overall player for a lot fewer coins than you would have had to before. If we search them up for under 1 million coins, you can see there are quite a few that actually pop up. In fact, there are loads that are actually a lot cheaper than that, even all the way down to 500k, let's say, and see whether any are popping up there. You can see there are still plenty of these cards, 360k. Prices have dropped dramatically. So on that side, it is really good. You can go ahead and pick yourself up some really good overall players if you are starting out for your team, so you can help your team out a lot more with less coins being having to spend. You can see around 300-ish K, maybe a little bit. Maybe you could find a couple a little bit lower than that. So that makes it really good for you to help build your team out, especially if you have got a low overall team and not a huge amount of coins. But say if you're someone within the millions of coins over here and you're still looking to make deals and get a load of good cards, you can see there are still cards going for a ton of coins over here, and these are the ones that you would expect to be going for a ton of coins. You got new Life Pass players, you got Stockton from the Ultimate Store, and Life Pass guys always cost a lot of money. But you look at Andrew Wiggins over here, his price has also dropped to now the bidding is about 3 mil and might go up a little bit more. In fact, it probably will go up a little bit more as the time sort of runs out with that card over here. You can see there are 2 on my auction house, and their buy now prices are about 7.4 mil, 7.3 mil, and their bidding is going up to 4 mil at the moment. Of course, it probably will rise a little bit more than that. But the fact is, the prices of everything have pretty much dropped significantly, which is good on many different levels. But it does mean that your auctions are going to sell for less coins than they would have done before, and at least you're getting something for them. Whereas say I posted up all of these auctions that I would have done before the auction house got fixed, I would have maybe sold 2 or 3 cards, whereas now I'm selling a good amount of cards, 63% roughly of these cards. But you can see the prices, a KD from the Live Pass going for 101k. In total, I'm earning 90k from that, because obviously there's an auction house tax reduction, and LeBron James over here going for 265k. So the prices have dropped quite a bit. Obviously, all of these cards came out quite a while ago, so their prices would have decreased. But you look at Melo Ball over here, he's a 90 overall card going for 36k. And if we scroll all the way over to some of these gold cards, you can see Carmelo Anthony over here, 240 coins, but I only get 216. So if we go onto all these cards, I couldn't actually sell. Like, I tried after 5 times, these guys didn't actually go ahead and get sold on the auction house. But if we scroll all the way over to some gold plays and we see how much they actually get quick sold for, we'll take the Kevin Love, 500 coins to be able to quick sell him. Whereas you saw that Carmelo Anthony, he's gone for about 200 or 300 coins over there, 216 coins. So I could make a couple more coins on some of these guys, not all of them, because some of them are selling for about 1.5k, some of them for 1.7k. So on some of them, I would make a high amount of coins. But you can see Joe Harris, 144 coins, 162 coins. So on some cards, I would maybe make a little bit more coins actually going ahead and quick selling them, which is on the downside of you being able to sell your cards a lot more. You're also going to get less coins for them. Obviously, it is much better, in my opinion, you at least being able to sell your cards rather than them not selling at all. Obviously, there are still certain cards that won't sell at all. Out of all of the 5 times I did relist, guys, the one that I found worked the best is actually going ahead and putting it at 101 and then simply just spamming 9s over there. That is the best one that I found. It might work differently for you. Obviously, each one had varying difficulties. I think I put one up at 100 and then 9999. I think I also did one switching between 9s and 6s. I did one where it was just 500, a load of 5s over there. I just tried a load of different random combinations, but the one that I found the best was that one, one that's 101, and a bunch of 9s. Now, I did also try this on my second account. It was working about the same way. I also tried on that one, having it at 8 hours instead of 4 hours. It was still roughly the same amount of stuff. No real difference made, but I'd say probably using it at 4 hours is probably better because you can relist it again and again. One thing that is a little bit more noticeable is obviously if you've had an account for a little bit longer, when you go over here and you want to say claim back the cards that didn't sell, it is working a lot quicker on accounts that are newer, and that's probably because there's less stuff on that account. But one thing this auction house fix has helped with is, yes, your cards are selling, but for me in particular, my item limit is being helped quite a lot. Before this auction house fix, my item limit was pretty much full. Like, I was reaching 1,400, I was getting to the max, and I was having to keep stuff on my bench, put stuff on my set, all of that stuff. I was not able to keep a lot of stuff. And now with this auction house fix, I'm able to sell so many cards so that I can then get that item limit reduced, so I can then get a load more packs, open them, and keep all the cards that I get from the pack. So I do think this is a really good thing, having this auction house fix. I don't think it's perfect by any means. Like, there's still plenty of things do have a little bit of a downside to them, but it is a nice workaround with this over here. I'd still like to see some major auction house fixes going into next season. And if you look at FIFA Mobile, they had a massive change in their auction house. Before in NBA Live Mobile, it was player to player. Then we had bots, and this is how it is at the moment. I think it's run by bots. No one really knows exactly the ins and outs of how the auction house works unless you work with EA. But what FIFA Mobile did is they made it sort of like the stock market. So it is player to player, you're trading cards, but it works a little bit differently, and it is still technically run by EA, as it were. They still sort of set the price a little bit with how much the cards are worth, so there's no chance of them being subject to coin selling or anything like that, which was the main reason why the auction house is now run by bots. But I think it would be pretty good if we could have something like this in NBA Live Mobile going forward, because we get to the point where there's a build up of auction house problems, and then we get to a high point, and then finally EA do make a fix. It is sort of a compromise between the two. It's not a complete fix, but it is a really good compromise. So what I decided, we'll end off this video. Since I went through 5 times in trying to sell these guys, trust me, trying to relist them all took ages, and claiming them up if they didn't sell took ages. But we are currently at 261k. Comment down below what you think I'll get up to by the end of claiming all of these 283 auctions. I had a bunch of players ranging from a 100 overall card all the way down to a 67 overall silver card. I had a bunch of cards over here. What do you think I'll get up to? I'm going to make a guess right now. I think I'll get up to maybe 1.4 mil. Just because I don't think these cards sold for a huge amount of coins, but we're going to wait and see. So let's start claiming them up, and this is where it's really fun. I can just whiz through this list over here. I'm not even going to look at the coins piling up as we go through this one, but it's so nice because when you claim them up and it's in red, it takes forever for you to claim players back, and then you have to go back on the auction house, relist them again. Whereas when they're sold, it's nice and quick. You can just go down all of this list over here. I'd still like to see us be able to claim all of them in one go, or relist all of them in one go. I think that'd be pretty good. Even if you could just do this from this page over here in your inbox, you could just quickly relist them instead of claiming them back and then relisting them for the same price. I think that'd be pretty good. But we're going down. We still got over 100 left to claim. This is just how many players I managed to sell out of all the ones that I listed. So if you think about it, it's just over half. It's 63% of these guys did actually sell from all of the 400 plus that I put up again and again and again to get to sell. And there we go. We're at the bottom. We've reached 3.5 million coins, which is really, really good for me personally. Obviously, there's still some cards that I couldn't get to sell at all. So hopefully these guys over here, like Manute Bol, Joe Dumas, Rondo, Bill Russell, all of these guys I haven't managed to sell yet. So hopefully these guys will sell. Obviously, I'm not expecting a massive amount of coins to them, but it's a good amount of coins to have, because this means that I can make really fun videos in the future, and you guys will hopefully see them pretty soon. I have some ideas of stuff I can make, and hopefully now that the auction house is fixed, once I've made those videos, I've bought the cards that I needed for those videos, I can then use the auction house and actually sell them instead of having to wait ages and ages and ages and not actually finding a way to sell them. So hopefully this is a good fix. Let me know your experiences with the auction house at the moment in the comment section down below. Have you been finding stuff is selling a lot more easily? Have you not been finding stuff in selling more easily? What has it been like for sniping? Because me personally, I don't actually use the auction house that much to snipe players, but I do know a lot of people that do. So if you've got any experiences or anything you'd like to share, drop them in the comment section down below. That's going to be sort of it for the video. It was like a quick update type thing and me claiming up all these auctions. Hopefully I have some pretty exciting videos out in the future. If you want to go check out every single Steph Curry card that we have had this season, scoring a 3-point shot in NBA Live Mobile, go check out the video in the bottom left hand corner. I used all of these Steph Curry cards in that video. So go check out that video, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.